I'm Dr. Ray Kadkodian,
And I'm Jean Kakodian.
and today's marriage frequently asked question is, does marriage counseling really work, and what are the success rates? This is a loaded question because, a lot of people would swear by marriage counseling that it helps save their marriage, and a lot of people would say that marriage counseling destroyed their marriage. And that absolutely is true. Unfortunately, sometimes marriage counseling can actually cause more harm than good. And that is just because of the different therapists, the different approach, the severity of the relationship dysfunction. So there are a lot of different factors that are involved. Plus, we have to talk about how we define success. Is success meaning that the couple stays together and stay married, regardless of whether they're happy or not, right? Or is it success if they decide to part ways and they become really happy people and really functional co-parents?
In marriage counseling, you're learning skills, and those skills are like anything else. If you don't practice them, then you don't get really proficient at them. And what we found is that the couples who do the work, it works. If they're both invested and they're doing what they're asked and they're practicing outside of session, when we work with a couple, we actually have home study course we have them go through. So it's right there for them in their home, and they can watch it as often as they want. And it talks about all these important topics. And so that's the big what if question, right? Are they doing the work? How bad are things to begin with? And how skilled is the therapist in guiding them?
One of the questions we ask couples when we first meet them is 0 to 100. 0 is walking away from the relationship. 100 is doing what it takes to make the marriage work. And those numbers give us a really good understanding of each person and their level of commitment to the process, to the marriage, and whether they're looking to end the relationship altogether. That is a really key and very important question to ask, because if both people are not fully invested, then it's really a moot point. They're not really going to create any success or any forward momentum.
Even if a couple is saying to us, I've already contacted an attorney, I've got one foot out the door, but I am willing. I don't want to be divorced. I'm willing to work on this, and I will table that topic of divorce for now and invest in this as much as I am capable of doing. And we see a lot of couples turn the relationships around with that willingness.
The second part of that question is, what are the success rates? It's a really hard question to answer. And a lot of people want that because they want some guarantee. The fact of the matter is that a couple could do all the work in marriage counseling. Things could be doing fantastic for 25 years, 30 years in the marriage. And at some point, someone changes and they decide the marriage is over. Well, there's never any guarantee, ever, in any marriage, whether a person is going to stay in the marriage or not. In fact, if there's any guarantee, all marriages are going to end at some point, some by death and some by divorce. But the fact is that the relationship in a marriage is one by choice. So success rates are a way to try to find some solace in a guarantee, but you really can't get any.
The other thing we notice is that even if a couple divorces, the person who chooses to do the work and changes themselves will change all their future relationships as well.